Good evening, my dear students and all kinds of viewers. I would like to welcome you to my presentation. I hope you will enjoy watching this. And how are you all? I hope and believe you are doing well and enjoying the virtual lectures given by many teachers. And I strongly suggest you to follow these lectures very carefully. And if you can follow these lectures and slides carefully, I hope you will get a lot of references and a lot of ideas about the topic that I'm going to discuss today. Looking at the side, can you guess what I'm going to discuss? Maybe you are right. I'm going to discuss pronoun, and I would like to warmly welcome you to my presentation. This is pronoun referencing, and especially made for HSC second year. I am Azharul Haq, Assistant Professor, Department of English. My blog ID and YouTube links are given at the bottom. If you feel free, you can enjoy and visit those two areas for further information. Let's start. Before you know what is pronoun referencing, you need to know what is pronoun. A pronoun is a word that replaces a noun. Look at the example at the bottom. My meat lover friends will not attend the picnic because they don't like to eat vegetable hot dogs and black bean burgers. So you see my meat lover friends and they are highlighted. So they is actually referring to meat lover friends. So this is the way you will proceed in pronoun referencing. This is a very simple example, but this is the beginning of your understanding. Let's go to the next slide. What is an antecedent? You need to know what is an antecedent. Antecedent is a word that the pronoun replaces. And looking at the example, Robin threw his iPad on the floor. So here his is going to indicate Robin. And this is a reference, simple reference, because Robin is indicating his, or his is indicating Robin, and that is why we have used his instead of Robin. If you look at this chart, very quick look at this chart, you will see subject, object, and possessives are given. In order to actually solve pronoun referencing very accurately, you need to know the relationship between subject, object, and possessive. First example, like I becomes me, and it's becoming my and mine in positive case. So this way you can see all the subjects, I, you, he, she, we, they, it. They are all pronouns and they becomes object and they becomes positive. So you need to know this relationship very well in order to proceed further in pronoun referencing. What is pronoun antecedent agreement? Pronoun antecedent agreement refers to the placement of nouns with pronouns. So look at the example. Raymond invited Lyra to attend the birthday party. And if you change it, he invited her to be the lady of the ceremony of the party. So it means that Raymond is replaced by he and Lyra is replaced by her. So this is the way, a very simple and simplistic way of beginning of pronoun referencing. Let's go to the next slide. This is the rules I would like to discuss now of pronoun referencing and its agreement to different parts of speech of the sentence. Let's have a look at it. A pronoun must clearly refer to the word it stands for. In other words, every pronoun must have a clear antecedent. And look at this example. James said that he was leaving. So he is boldly given and it is clearly indicating James. And he is an antecedent which is used here. Let's go to the next slide. Noun instead of pronoun. This is a very informative slide because pronoun referencing doesn't mean you will only use pronouns instead of nouns. But sometimes pronoun instead of pronouns, noun can also be used. This is the example. Skiing and sailing are my two favorite hobbies, but it doesn't interest my sister. So it is referring to whom? Let's check. So the correct one is, to avoid this mistake, simply replace the pronoun with a noun. So the correct one would be, skiing and sailing are my two favorite hobbies, but skiing doesn't interest my sister. Look at that. I didn't use it in place of skiing because if you use it, this doesn't make you a clear picture of the noun. That is why instead of it, you are going to use another noun like skiing, and it becomes a clear reference of the pronoun. So the unclear pronoun reference might refer to more than one noun sometimes. It's easy to confuse readers of the writer's intended meaning. As I've already told you that it is very much confusing and unclear for the reader. So in order to remove from this, in order to get rid of this problem, you will have to carefully look at the sentences. So look at the sentence. After putting the dress in the closet, Kathy gave it away. So the pronoun it is unclear because it could refer either to the dress or closet. It's not given anyway. So the correct answer would be, after putting the dress in the closet, Kathy gave the dress away or gives the dress away. So I didn't use to or anything else. I have only used the dress as a noun instead of the pronoun. Next example, Jennifer's sisters wondered if she were tall enough to be a model. And in this example, the pronoun she is unclear. She could refer either to Jennifer or to her sister. We don't know. So the correct answer would be, Jennifer's sisters wondered if Jennifer were tall enough to be a model. So sometimes pronoun can be replaced by noun. So pronoun referencing means noun instead of pronoun and pronoun instead of nouns. It should be very much clear to your mind. Next rule, a pronoun must always agree in number with what it refers back to or what it refers in references. Look at the example. Sohail is going to bring his iPad to the mall. He is going to return it to the iStore. So he is replacing Sohail and his iPad is going to be replaced by it. So this is the correct one. The first sentence would be like this. Sohail is going to bring his iPad to the mall, but the second sentence should be like this. He is going to return it to the iStore. That is, in the second example, you do not need to say his iPad once again. So why we use pronoun referencing? We use pronoun referencing in order to get rid of from the boredom of the speech or repetition. So in order to get rid of or remove the repetition, you will have to use the correct placing of pronouns. Let's go to the next slide. Indefinite pronouns. These are used to refer to persons or things, often without specifying which ones. You don't know which one is going to indicate. And that is why sometimes it's very much, difficult to refer. Let's see the examples. Singular indefinite pronouns are always singular, even if they may sound plural, because they confuse us. And look at the examples of singular indefinite pronouns. Each, either, neither, anybody, anyone, anything, everybody, everyone, everything, nobody, no one, nothing, somebody, someone, something. You can see these are all called singular indefinite pronouns, and they trick us and they make us confused because they seem to be plural, but actually they act as singular. Look at the examples. Everyone must show his or her ID card to the security guard before entering the school. So you can see his and her, the singular indefinite pronoun has been used. Next example, neither Trisha nor Belal studied their spelling words. It's a wrongly used pronoun because if you look at the sentence again, neither Trisha nor Belal studied his spelling words. His is the correct use of pronoun here. Next one, everything in this large closet has lost its value over the years. The correct answer would be, everything in this large closet has lost its value over the years. So you must be very careful and cautious in using the pronouns in the sentences. So its is a singular pronoun that agrees in number with everything. That is the singular antecedent. So in order to look back the real noun, you must read the sentence thoroughly and carefully. Let's go to the next slide. Plural indefinite pronouns. There are some plural indefinite pronouns, of course, including both, few, many, and several, which will serve as the plural antecedents. Look at the example. Both of the singers have their fans. So both is the plural antecedent and there is the plural noun. So if the pronoun is both plural, their antecedent would be plural, of course. And it's called an agreement. That is subject and pronoun agreement or noun and pronoun agreement. And look at the other examples. Several of the club officials raised their hands with questions. And this sentence again, several is the plural antecedent and theirs is the plural noun. So in the sentence, several is the plural antecedent and there is the plural noun, which is correctly and very exactly used. Other sentences also. Many students cast its votes today. It's a wrong sentence because many students cast their votes today. Why I have used there? Because many students is a plural indefinite pronoun and that is why you have to use plural antecedent like there. So plural antecedent and plural indefinite pronouns are agreed together. Now let's look at the next slide. A pronoun must agree in gender. Very important. You must have a look at the genders also in the sentences. Look at this example. Jasmine is going to sing his favorite song in the program. Obviously, it's not correct because Jasmine is a feminine gender. So the correct answer would be Jasmine is going to sing her favorite song in the program. So be careful about choosing the gender. If it is masculine, his. If it is feminine, her can be used. Two more examples. No Filipino citizen should lose their right to vote, and no American citizen should lose his or her right to vote. Between these two sentences, you can see the second one is correct because no American citizen is used as a singular noun. That is why his or her is correctly used as pronoun referencing. Now look at this slide now. Noun will be replaced by pronoun, and in this example, she is replaced by noun Sheila, and let's have a look at it. Why this is so? Because sometimes, as I've already told you, some pronouns can be replaced by nouns, and of course, nouns could be replaced by pronouns. It is the vice versa. It's vice versa because it depends upon the context of the sentence. Look at this example. When Stephanie told Sheila about the joke, she began to laugh. When Stephanie told Sheila about the joke, Sheila began to laugh, because we are not going to use she here because she may refer to either Stephanie or Sheila. That is not clear to the reader. So that is why, in order to make it clear, we have to make a sense that is Sheila's name has been used. So it means that instead of pronoun, sometimes noun can also be the correct use of pronoun referencing. Now let us go to some group reviews. Anyone can be successful in school if they make the right choice. So look at the sentence. Anyone can be successful in the school if he or she makes the right choice. That is the correct answer. And also, students can be successful in the school if they make the right choice. So if you use anyone, then the reference would be he or she. If we use students, the pronoun reference would be they. So be careful about that. Let's go to the next slide. One more example of the correct placing of pronouns. Here students agree with they and their. So look at the example. When students do not understand what they read, they should note their questions and find answers. Again, they is used in the next one, there, as pronoun referencing. As I have already, I've been telling you again and again that you must be very careful in collecting or picking out the right noun. If you can pick out the right noun, then you can pick out the right pronoun. The next slide. Another example of wrongly used pronouns. Students should realize that education supports your long-term goals. It's incorrect because the pronoun your doesn't refer to students. So the correct one would be students should realize that education supports their long-term goal. So what happened in this sentence? In this sentence, the total phrases have been changed in order to make it correct, because students should realize that education supports their long-term goals is the correct way of making your sense. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. Let's go to the next slide. Review of each and individuals. So look at the sentence. Each of us must take responsibility for the quality of their own life. It's a wrong sentence or incorrect sentence because each is singular. And the correct one would be each of us must take responsibility for the quality of his or her life, because each is singular, as I've told you. So singular pronoun is his or her. And the next one, individuals must take responsibility for the quality of their own lives. So individual is a plural pronoun, and that is why the positive case would be there. So you must be very careful in choosing the relationship. If it is singular, the pronoun reference would be singular. If the pronoun or noun would be plural, the referencing would be plural. Next slide. Unclear pronoun references of it in the following sentences. It, as I've mentioning again and again, that a very important pronoun because it acts as a very important understanding from the part of the reader. Sometimes, and there is a note given, sometimes whole phrase of sentence could be changed. Sometimes it is seen that by changing the pronoun only does not make sense or does not bring a meaningful coherence of the meaning of the sentence. And for this reason, you will have to change the whole phrases. Look at this example. Christian dropped a heavy camera on his foot and broke it. It doesn't make any sense because it may be Christian or it may be camera itself. So the question is, did the camera break or did his foot? Because it's an unclear sentence. The correct one would be, the camera broke when Christian dropped it on the floor. Look at that. The total phrases have been changed. So sometimes you will have to change the whole phrase in order to make a meaningful coherence of the sentence. There are the practice states now. I have already discussed a lot of things. Maybe you are a little bit bored. So let's take a look at the examples, which is very much similar to your final exam. Look at these paragraphs. Life is full of struggles. They are quite normal in anyone's life, as it is not a bed of roses. Certainly, it has ups and downs. A man has to face innumerable barriers in his life. Sometimes he can overcome those, but sometimes he fails to combat them. He may be born with silver spoon without any trouble. But even then, he has to overcome a lot of such to be successful in life. In other words, life is full of challenges. If he cannot fight them successfully, his life becomes full of sorrows. Though the scholars differ in giving the definition of life, they are unanimous that obstacles are the ways of life. In fact, a man has to undergo many in his life. So there are a lot of unclear pronoun references in this extract. Let's see the answers. Life is full of struggles. One more information I would like to share with you, dear students, that first line normally do not have any changes. First line is very similar with the exercise. That is, you do not need to change the first sentences of the exercise. Look at the second sentence. These are is not the right one here. It is quite normal. They are quite normal is not the correct one. It should be, it is quite normal in anyone's life. Anyone's life. As it is not the right way. Life. Because if you say it becomes two things. So it's not clear to you. If you say life, then it would become. So it means that life instead of pronoun has been used. And third line, he can overcome them. Them is used because in order to make sense clear, you have to add, in order to avoid the jargoning or the repetition of the sounds or redundancy of the sounds and sentences, you will have to use the correct form of pronoun. So them is used. In the fifth line, troubles. Again, noun is used instead of pronoun. And in the sixth and last line, obstacles is used. That is also a noun. You can see that in this paragraph, some nouns and some pronouns are used, and it is the real answer of this extract. And you will have to remember that not only the pronoun, sometimes nouns can be put into the right way in order to get the correct answer. There are some more examples for you. There are varieties of flowers in their country. So the correct answer will be, there are varieties of flowers in our country. Among those, the rose is the loveliest of all. Among them, because among is a plural pronoun, so you have to use among them. The rose is the loveliest of all, and it is noted for her beauty. Of course, rose is an concrete substance, so its is the right way of using pronoun here. It is noted for its beauty, and the second last line. I'm going to the second last line. Among them, the red rose is the most beautiful and attractive to her. So this one would be correct. Among them, the red rose is the most beautiful and attractive to us. So be careful because another one pronoun is replaced by another pronoun. When they bloom in the garden assumes a charming appearance. When the red roses bloom in the garden assumes a charming appearance. So, dear students, for your kind information, I would like to let you know that be careful about choosing the nouns and pronouns. You will have to rethink that sometimes pronoun can be replaced by nouns, and noun, of course, will have to be replaced by pronouns. So this is not only in one way system of choosing the answer. Nouns can be replaced by pronoun, and pronouns can be replaced by nouns. It all actually depends on the contextual meaning of the text that you're going to solve. I hope you have seen this, and I would like to strongly advise you to practice more and more in the home in order to be skilled and capable of doing this. And of course, that's all from me. I hope it helps. And I would like to let you know that if you get more about this, click on my two sites as I've already given you on my first page, my blog ID and my YouTube channel. And you will be, I hope, and I strongly believe that you will be benefited. Thank you again, and thank you very much.